Hello, hi there. This is Anna Stropnik coming to you live from Fort Lauderdale. Today we're going to be talking about the common mistakes that you make when you first get started in your home-based business. Let's see, who do we have on watching this live on a replay. Type in where you're watching this from, or if you're watching on a replay, type replay down in the comments. We're going to get started. It's going to be very exciting. So for those of you who don't know me, my name is Anna Stropnik. I help people create side stream of income working from home, and I also help them reach their time and financial freedom. So my question for you is, would you like to know the most common mistakes we make that when we start our business for the first time, and how to overcome those? So if this is you, if you would think you would benefit from like some of the best tips that I have, type in number 1 down in the comments, and we're gonna get started now. So I'm really excited about this because I wish I knew more things when I first started than that I know now. It would help me get to where I am right now much faster. So my story quickly. I actually started in network marketing just a year ago, and this is the first time I ever did anything like this before. So I often heard people saying how you'll learn your skills, you need to learn your skills, you need like 3 to 7 years to master everything. I'm like, but what do I need to learn? What are the things that I need to be? So I was just like immersing myself in everything and anything that I could find in books and like different trainers, different courses, whatever I could get my hands on, just to shorten that learning curve. And then eventually you find, like people who you resonate with better, people who you who are more like personality that suits you, the way you want to build your business, because we can build this business in so many different ways, and it really is important that you find what suits your personality best, and like what will actually complement your personal skills best too. So thank you guys for watching, thank you for coming on. Hi Jane, hi Marge. Let's talk about some of the things that you may hear when you first get started in your home-based business. I must say, like, I was like, first off, I had a full-time job. I was still traveling to my full-time job, and then like at night I was doing a project, like a side project that was like taking up all of my nights. I was helping a friend, and then I had a weekend job as well, 1 day a week. So my day was very limited. And then in the beginning, when I first started, I got bombarded with all these things. Watch this video, watch this website, and like all these words, and that was like so confusing to me. I'm like, did she call her warm list yet? I'm like, what the heck is the warm list? So you hear these phrases that you have no idea what they mean, like, what's duplication, what's like, be the messenger, not the message. I'm like, great, but how do I do that? Make the horse so thirsty, so they ask you for water, right? But like, how do you do that? So don't lead horse to water, make them so thirsty, so they'll ask you. So all of those things. What else? You hear these like sayings: online, offline, upline, downline, cold market, warm market, all these terms that you've never heard of. It's very like easy to get confused, and you just don't know where to get started. Let's talk about the first common mistake, in my opinion, that most of us do when we start our home-based business, and that is we talk too much. So I mean, there's people that don't talk at all, but usually we start by talking too much. So what do I mean by that? people ask you, how are you? And all you want to do is you want to tell them about your new business that you just started, and you know how great it's going, and how wonderful everything is, and how wonderful the products are, and how wonderful everything is. And people are like, what's wrong with this person? So either that, or you know, you go and you tell people, okay, this is like a really like mistake that everyone makes in the beginning, is people will ask you, what is it, you know, when you start telling them about the business, and then you start talking like whatever you know, you don't use tools, you don't get them on the phone or whatever message with your partner who introduced you to the business. You just start talking and talking and talking until people just start walking away and like, all right. We all made this mistake in the beginning. And why is that important? Because like what this person is thinking when you start telling them and spilling all the beans at them, they will start thinking, there's absolutely no way I'm going to be talking like this, you know, to like, there's no way I will see myself talking like this and to my friends, or explaining all that, or knowing all these facts. I mean, so it's just not, you're repelling people from you who would maybe benefit from your business. So what you need to do instead is you need to pack yourself with tools and skills. So instead of, you know, you being the message, you be the messenger. So, okay, cool, you know, I don't have time right now, but let's hop on a quick chat. Let me send you a video. Let me get you in this group, on this website, on this call, on this home meeting, whatever it is, however you're building the business. That's how you need to be answering the question, what is it? You know, because even it's just something that is gonna save you so much time. Because can you imagine like spending like 3 hours, 4 hours, you know, going for lunch, going for dinners, you know, just explaining to one person what something is, when you can just simply send them a video, get them to a meeting with more people, get them to an event. There's so many other ways for them to actually view the information. You're not wasting your time. So that's a first common mistake. And so what will happen, that happened to me. So if you are either talking too much to too many people, or not talking at all, especially if you are talking too much, and you want to cover as many people as you can in your first month, you will actually burn your market. You will burn your warm and market of friends and family who you will like bother, and just basically you approach them the wrong way. So how do we fix this is just simply like go in and apologize to them, and just say, you know, hey, you know, when I first started, I had no idea what I was doing, but you know, can I have another chance to explain you this business properly, because I don't want you to miss out. So, and just simply, you know, say, they'll say yes or no. So how do we overcome this first mistake that we do? So when we first get started in the business, and I must tell you, I ran into a book maybe like a month in, when I was in my first when I first joined, and that's Eric Worre's book, Go Pro. So now my whole team has that book. Everyone who gets started, they get started with that book. You gotta start somewhere. And why is that important? Because that book is actually teaching you the essential skills you need to know when you first start with network marketing. So it would be better if you just like close your mouth for the first week, read the book, and then do it. Or it could be anything else. There's other books, but I just found that this one works, especially when it comes to that inviting and how to send a message, how to set up appointments. It's so greatly explained in there. So that's what I use when somebody gets started for the first time. So if this was helpful, type in number 1 down in the comments, and I would love to give you more tips. So this was just the first one, and like how to overcome this, you know, like grab yourself a good book. Like the first year of network marketing I heard was okay. It was great as well. I have never read it, but I need to. So, but I use GoPro from Eric Worre in that. So let's see, number 2, the common mistake number 2 is we tend to chase, follow up with the same prospect over and over and over again, 11, 12, 20 times with the same person. So especially like in the beginning, I mean, that is just so wrong. You know, we would save us so much time if we would just ask people if they're open or not, and just move on. You know, you're just following up. If somebody's open, you show them the presentation, then you're following up like 2 to 3 times maximum, and that's it. You know, and then you know, you keep your relationship the way it is. Not everyone is going to be like, oh wow, you know, I want to do what you're doing, and you know, give you their credit card, join me, sign me up. So that's just not going to happen, and it's okay. You know, there's so many jobs out there that I would never do, and you know, some people will never do this. I'll never do sales. I hear this all the time. I'm like, fine, you know, I'm not addicted to your no. So that's another thing, that you should not be addicted to either way. You know, people tell you yes or no, you just like ask them a question if they're open or not, and that's it, move on. So a good book that will teach you how to get better posture when it comes to that, when you hear that rejection, is a book, Go for No. It's a great sales book, but it's the great story in that book is basically the problem with no is not what you need to like really overcome is that like beating yourself up and taking that in like personally when people tell you no, when they reject you. So Ray Higdon, he uses a really like cool example of like when you go to a restaurant and when somebody offers you key lime pie, when a waitress offers you key lime pie, and you know, she doesn't get offended if you say yes or no, either way. Okay, fine, whatever, you know, it's yes or no. So that's how we need to build that muscle, so we can actually be okay with rejection. So that book is great for that. Just know, yeah, your business and your product is definitely not for everyone, and you just need to move on. So don't call and follow up with all these like prospects. Like some people will go and like follow up with the same like 3 prospects for months and months and months and months and try to convince them. You shouldn't be convincing anyone. You just move on. So that's my tip number 2. Hope that was helpful. Type in number 2 in the comments if it was. Number 3 is not following up. And why? So what do? Is like we reach out to people, we send them a message, we get them to a presentation, and then we never follow up with them. And that's a really big mistake, because people are expecting you to follow up with them because you show them something, they're expecting you to call them, and you call them soon, you know, in the next like 24 to 48 hours to see if they've seen it, you know, like if they would like to have more information, if they see themselves fit in the business, or like just you need to be following up with them. I don't know if that's a fear, or we just like don't have a good system. I must say I was really terrible with like the system of like how and when I would follow up. So I got myself better at this, which was really important to me, because most of the people don't join on the first presentation. They need like 3, 4, 5 presentations before they decide. So that's why that follow-up is so important. And there's so many cool ways. If you'd like to know more information on what is a cool way to follow up without you like picking up the phone or sending a message me after this video. I would love to share this with you. It's the little secret that I use. And then let's see. So number 4, before, is not being good with your company system. So, you know, like the way you were signed up, the way like the person who introduced the business to you, that really is the company system, the way you should follow when you are talking to new people. And we often, like, especially with no experience, but we think we can just reinvent the wheel and you know, like, oh, I'm gonna do it my way. I must say I'm guilty of that, but I don't like make it like my way, that I came up with the way. I just listen to so many different people and I see what is the best fit for me. So that's a difference. But you have to use your company's system. It's there in place, so you know, everyone, this is a duplication business, so everyone can duplicate exactly what you're doing, and you will save yourself so much trouble and tears and frustration. You will start having results if you are teachable and coachable from the beginning. So if this was helpful, type in 3 down in the comments, and we'll move on to tip number 5. So number 5 is posting on social media. Posting on social media, doing live videos, whatever, like, you know, if it's Facebook, LinkedIn, Instagram. We often think, you know, we see like people from our company, what they're doing, and sometimes we are taught the wrong things. You know, maybe your upline, your sponsor, maybe they built their business traditionally, like years ago, without Facebook, without all of those tools, and they don't know the right way on how to build a business online unless they actually did it that way for themselves. So sometimes you really have to take those advices with a pinch of salt. So you just have to see like what's working, what's not. You know, if you see you post like your company name, your company product all over your wall, and then you try to talk to someone and they, like, you know, they blow you off, they don't answer your messages, they don't accept your friend requests, that's the sign that you need to look at your profile. Is your profile inviting? Is your profile telling them too much? I mean, what happened to curiosity? If you have your company name and company product all over your Facebook profile, why would they need to reach out to you? You know, they'll just go and Google it. And what happens when they Google it? You know, anything you go and Google nowadays, you will find something negative, and that's always more attracting than a positive story. So they'll not even go, they're not going to even reach out to you, and you will never know if they did so or not. So my advice is, like, don't post your company product, your company name on your profile. Hopefully this was all helpful. And especially, like, you know, with your friends and family, you know, when we do this, you know, after a while, they're going to start running, you know, and they'll like, oh, you know, when is she going to bring up the business? But it, like I said in the beginning, you know, if somebody told you no, you know, they're not interested, or it's not their time yet, you know, just like, you know, not everyone is a fit for this, so stop chasing people around. So if this was helpful, feel free to share this video with people who you think will benefit. And also, I have way more tips than this, so feel free to message me and I'll be happy to help you out. So thank you for watching, and I will see you again soon. Bye.